Hello and welcome back. This is video number 6, and in this particular video what I want to do is just quickly run through and give you a quick recap as far as what you need to have up until this point. So number one, you need to have your attack plan. Either you need to be selling your own product or somebody else's product and figuring that out, figuring out the angles which go into your content, and figure out your audience. And then you need to make sure you create your content, make sure that it is angled correctly, utilizing the different angles that I have given you, or you can go ahead and create your own angles, but I've given those to you that work. And then, of course, gather your landing page URLs, the actual URL. So you need to have those in hand before you can actually move on to the next step. If you don't have them and they're not live, but you know that they will work in the long run, that is fine as well. You also need to have kind of an idea of what your call to actions are going to be. And what we mean by call to actions is getting people to take action. The hyperlinks, the telling people exactly what they need to do, and how are you going to get people to take action. That's basically the call to actions. They can be images, they can be the arrows that I showed you in the previous video, and more on that. So those are definite things that you need to have in order to move forward. Now, the next two videos, part number 1 and part number 2, are going to help you convert the files to PDF format and ensure that all your hyperlinks work. Because one thing to note is that if you utilize free PDF conversion tools, they don't always convert, whereas the point that your hyperlinks work. So you have to be able to do part 1 or part 2 in order to get your hyperlinks to work. So part number 1, basically at this point, you need to have a complete, finalized Microsoft Word document containing your textual document content. And part number 1 is going to help you understand how to convert basic text hyperlinks into actual PDF files that have hyperlinks that work. Number 2 is going to help you. Let's say, for example, that you have created some sort of image, maybe an infographic, and out of that picture, you have a PDF file. Now, the bad side of most PDF conversion tools is that part number 1, for example, is not going to work for this. So if you have an infographic and within the image itself, you have images or text in the image itself that say something like click here, you can't actually use Microsoft Word to select a specific area of your image and convert that into a hyperlink. Unfortunately, you will have to utilize part number 2. And if you go for part number 2, you can essentially achieve part number 1. Part number 1 is basically an option if you don't really want to achieve part number 2. But in my case, I recommend that you just go watch part number 1 to understand it, but get part number 2 software, because that will resolve everything in part number 1 and in part number 2. So with that said, let's move on to the next video, and I'm going to show you how to convert a basic Microsoft Word document with textual hyperlinks into a PDF file that works. All right, let's move on to the next video.